Hello everyone, welcome to Art Day Wednesday. My name's Kristen.
And I'm Leandra.
And today we are going to do Picasso Inspired Art using a folded paper method to try to get those geometric shapes to create some faces.
The materials that we'll be using today are oil pastels, a permanent black marker, a drawing pencil, Q-tips, a ruler, and drawing paper. Okay, let's get started.
All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this piece of paper 5 times in triangles. You're not gonna wanna do any even squares. You're gonna wanna try to keep it a little more uneven and geometrical. Alright, so now you're going to unfold your piece of paper. And once you got to unfold it, you're going to take a ruler. And if you want, you can start with a pencil or you can just go straight into with a black marker. And you're going to want to trace every line you have. Right, and now once you're all finished with drawing your lines, you're gonna wanna look at your piece and kind of map out where you want your face. If you see a face, or you can just take a pencil and just start drawing and then go from there. I see a face kind of in this weird geometric shape right here. And I don't really know where to place the eyes, so I'm just gonna go in any box and then take it from there. And one of the fun things with this craft is each time your piece will turn out different. Like my first attempt turned out like this, and now my second attempt is like this. So it's always something new and fun, so you can do it as many times as you'd like. I'm gonna start right here maybe. And then if you want to, you can look up some Picasso-inspired eyes, nose, and mouths. I have a few that I just have off the top of my head that I want to use this time, but the internet's a great resource. Right. I really like when my piece has the one eye closed with the eyelashes and like the triangles. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, and then I'm going to do my other eye right here. I want to kind of follow the spikiness I did on this side and do an eye with some sharp eyelashes. So moving on to the nose, I'm going to place my nose right here. And I think I want to do one with a little bit more curl in it. Take it and do a tiny little curl. Add something right there. Alright, and now to the mouth. I think I might cut my mouth right here. So now we're going to move on to the pastel portion, and there are a couple different methods I'm going to be using today and showing. Picasso himself did have a few time periods where he dabbled in pastels, so you can take some inspiration for that, or you can just go and kind of use your own imagination. But here are a couple different ones we can use today. Kind of the basis of pastels, or the ones that are most commonly used, is going to be heavy pressure and light pressure. And basically the difference between the two is heavy pressure is just going to be pressing down really hard and the color really showing up really well. But you can also use some lighter colors with it to kind of highlight the different areas. I tried to do a cube here, you might be able to tell. And then with light pressure, you just use the pastel very lightly and you can blend colors really well with this. Okay. And then we have color mixing, which is basically just like a medium pressure you would use with your pastels, and you would just mix your colors to create other ones. You can kind of see it with this green and this blue and the red and the green. We're also going to be using a Q-tip. You can use it with baby oil to mix it a little bit better, but it will take a day to dry. We're just going to be using it just with the Q-tip today, just for time's sake, and so you're able to see the finished product. And then we'll move on to more of the advanced methods later on. But I'm going to be taking inspiration from his blue period because I like how those colors show up a little bit better. So I'm going to start with getting my dark color, my light color, and then my base color. So these are the three colors I'll be using today. I might go in to get some more for the hair or for the eyes, but at the moment we're just going to stick with these. Alright. I'm just going to color in just the area that I want the face to be, and then I'm going to take these two colors to kind of do some highlighting and contouring of the face. So this art movement is actually Cubism, and it went from 1907 to 1914, and one of the most famous artists who kind of kickstarted this movement was Picasso. So that's why we're using him as our inspiration today. Alright, so now that you have your base color down, you're going to want to take a black pastel and trace over the facial features that you just drew out. Okay, so now that you have this drawn out, you're going to want to start highlighting and contouring the face. My face is kind of angled, looking kind of to the side, but kind of in front of you at the same time. So where I want my cheekbone to be would probably be right here. So I'd want to contour right in here. So I'm gonna take my darker color, kind of go up and down like that. And then I'm going to be using heavy pressure to make sure this makes an impact in the piece. So you can see it. Alright, and now that I have that, I'm going to want to contour around the head or the forehead. So I'm going to take a little bit right here and then kind of go up with the shape. I'm going to bring it forward a little bit too. Right. And I'm just going to add a little bit right here because it is to the side, and I want to make sure that that's it's known. Because this side would be facing that way, so the shadow would be, it'd be a little bit darker because of the shadow right here. Just gonna take it all the way around right here. Right? And I'm going to start highlighting. I'm gonna start at what I guess would be the cheekbone. It's a little tricky with the shape of this face, but I'm gonna try our best. So I want my cheekbone to be right here. And I'll have my other one right here. And like I said before, I'm using heavy pressure to make sure this really shows up on the piece. Alright, so then the other area that I'm going to add the highlight portion would be at the top of the forehead. So I'm just going to make 3 lines at the top. I'm going to start smaller and then gradually increase the size. I'm going to do a little bit of highlight right at the chin. I'm going to kind of move it more towards this way because I feel like the light would be hitting this face on this side a little bit more. And then a little bit of highlight underneath the cheekbone. And then I just want to add a little bit right here just to bring it some light. Alright, so now I'm going to take a Q-tip and start blending my colors all together. Start with the highlighted part so my dark color doesn't mix in with my light. Alright, and I'm going to start with just a new Q-tip, not for the highlighted features, but just for the rest of the face so it all looks smooth. You can keep it like this if you like the look of that, but I like mine to all look smooth and there to be no white gaps in it. I'm gonna take a clean Q-tip and go over the highlighted areas again, using an up and down motion. Okay, now I'm going to start with the contouring part. Just going to blend in a circular motion and bring it inwards towards the middle of the face. It should be darker on the outside portion and then get lighter as you go in. Alright, and I'm going to get started with the lip color and some of the eye color as well. I'm going to use red and orange for the lip. And I might use this reddish brown color for the eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to get started on the hair, and I'm going to use some of these more advanced oil pastel methods while doing so. I want really bright hair with my piece, so I'm going to pull out these colors, and I also want to keep black on hand. I'm going to start with my lightest color, and I think I would like curly hair for my piece, so I'm going to go in with some Scumbling, which is just a process where you make circles, almost like scribble-like, And then you take a darker color of the first one you did and go over that to create depth. You can see an example of it right here where we have the dark green and the light green, and then we have them mixed together. Okay, now I'm gonna add some stippling, which is basically just taking your piece and doing a quick little mark down. You can use this to kind of transfer from one color to another and creating depth as well. I'm gonna do that mainly at the scalp to make it look a little more dense up top. I'm gonna start with my darker color first. I think I might use this as the part as well. And I'm gonna go over it with my yellow that's just a little bit darker than the first one, and mix the colors together. Now I'm going to take this orange and go over some of the yellow. Here. And now I want to add a little extra thing to my piece, and I'm going to be using this Graffito Method. And what you're going to want to do is use 2 colors of pastel, and then you're going to want to use heavy pressure when applying them both. So the first one I want to use is going to be this reddish orange color, and I'm gonna kind of take it in a really hard line going down with the hair. And I'm gonna take this black and go over it pretty hard as well. Alright, you're gonna want to take your paper clip and you're going to want to unfold it so you get to the sharp end. You can also use a wooden tool to scrape as well, but I'm gonna be using a paper clip today. And I want to just scrape away some of this black using a circular motion to create more depth in the curls. And now I want to take this black and make it a little bit darker up here. Alright, and that's it. We're done.
Alright, now that we're finished our craft, as you can see, we actually added a background to our image to give it more so of a Picasso feel. I actually enjoyed this craft. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Hope to see you next time.